Welcome back to the Rouges Yanks. Bienvenue à la Rouges Yanks. We're talking Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Tonight we're going to be talking about Canada's final qualifying match, which at this point was just nothing but a meaningless scrimmage, as they've already taken care of business and they've already booked their ticket to Qatar against the Jamaica game, which I covered 4-0. And this game was basically nothing. And theoretically, hence why Canada really didn't play that, played to, you know play their best to say, but it doesn't really affect anything. I'm not really. I'm to be honest, when it comes, at least for Canada's side, I don't really care about this result. I mean, they still won first place in the group because of goal differential over Mexico, and so it didn't really change anything. But if anything, it was just for first place. Mexico would have had to beat El Salvador by an enormous amount, and Canada, either way, it was just they were gonna lock up the group anyway. Canada are your kings of the North. They are your kings of CONCACAF, as they have won the group, and yeah, that's pretty much what this game was about. Nothing really much. There was one goal. Of course, the performance wasn't up to par, but it was a meaningless scrimmage, as I said. It wasn't like the U.S. game where I just covered, where the U.S. It's a weird. It puts me in a weird situation. I'm still weirded out by it because in the U.S. game, like they qualified, right? But they lost. Like they wanted to make history, but but it's weird. It's like they went down there with the intent to like make history, but it didn't win. But they still qualify. It's celebrating a loss, just to say it short, and it's just weird to me, just celebrating a loss. But in Canada's case, this is not it because they've already qualified. This is basically nothing. It's just a scrimmage, and if anything, probably a perfect game to give some youngsters some playing time and World Cup qualifying experience. So that was pretty much this game. We're gonna go ahead and go to the starting lineup, and then we're gonna just recap in this video Canada's amazing qualifying run, which I did for the U.S. as well. So hope you enjoy that and stick around at the end. But here's the lineup without further ado. So in this game, Atiba Hutchinson played with Maxime Crepeau. See, not even Milan Borjan played this one because it was meaningless. Alistair Johnson, Samuel Adekugbe, Kamal Miller, Ismail Kone. Even he played this one. He started. Stefan Eustachio, Lucas Cavallini started this one. Tajon Buchanan, Mark Anthony Kaye, and Jonathan David all played this one. So even some new names on here that played, and yeah, even new names that normally wouldn't start. And you can even tell that like this game, they weren't taking this game seriously. Even the substitutes, Milan Borjan was on the bench. Derek Cornelius, Leon Fraser, Gutierrez, Christian Gutierrez, I believe, Junior Hoylett, was it Scott Kennedy, Kyle Laren came off the bench. He scored in this one, but they called it back because of a baloney offsides call, which Canada gets CONCACAF in this one completely. VAR overturns it, and it's really baloney. Panama's coach, one of their assistants, though, gets a red card and gets sent off. But that's aside from that. Richie Larea is still on the bench. Kamal Miller is on the bench here. Oso here is on the bench as well. Dane St. Clair, he didn't even play in this one. And Ike Ubo didn't play. But, yeah, as you can tell by this lineup, you see people like Ismail Kone and Maxime Crepeau, like people like that, or players like that getting the starting nod over starting. You can tell that this was just a game where Canada just didn't care. Nonetheless, nobody, I'm pretty sure rarely anybody cared about this result. Sure, would Canada would have preferred to win? Yes, and like end off on a strong. Yes, but at the same time, did it mean anything? Would have changed anything from, I guess, well, sure, pots 3 and 4. I guess if Canada won, they would have gotten pot 3. But then again, I don't know. I've heard some arguments of people say pot 3 and 4. There's not really a lot of difference between case. You might get slightly easier draw, but I'm just happy they're here. I could care less about what pot Canada gets, and I'm just happy they qualified for the first time in 36 years. All the pot stuff is there, and I'm actually get to see their name get pulled on Friday, by the way, at noon, catch the World Cup draw. And as I was talking to most of my friends, they were saying, I've never paid any attention to World Cup qualifying draws, or any draws for that matter, whether it be CONCACAF, World Cup, and yeah, me neither. So Friday will be the first, and I'll also be doing a recap on that, as well as talking about Canada's group. Maybe let's see if they get the group of death. Maybe they don't. Just like I'll be doing a US recap on that as well. But that's on Friday or Friday evening, maybe Saturday, depending on how much time I have and how much time it takes to process. But nonetheless, we will see Canada's name alongside with the USA, of course, and Mexico for other fellow CONCACAF nations in the draw come Friday at noon. So basically, only one goal was scored here, and that was for Torres. Panama comes down the left side. They cross it in. Torres is right there. He takes the time and finishes the top right corner. It's 1-0 for Panama, and that's also the way it would end. The Canalmen take a measly one. I mean, not a measly 1-0 win, but I guess I don't know if it, like a meaningless because they have already been eliminated. Canada's already qualified. There's nothing. None of these results would change a thing. Maybe just make the score sheet look better. I guess make Panama have 21 points, but nonetheless, it was mainly for pride, I guess, and just Panama just defending their home turf. So keeping that place difficult for teams like Canada, I guess. But nonetheless, I mean, Panama does get the win here, and the Canalmen do go off on a good note. And I guess if the worst, they just add another loss to Canada's record, and it doesn't change a thing. And then we go to the stats where you can see here, Canada basically, you can tell that they didn't care at all, or they put less emphasis on it. Maybe they cared a little bit, but like maybe not as much. Yeah, Panama had 10 shots, Canada had 6. 2 of the 10 for Panama were on target, while 1 of them found the back of the goal, while only 1 of the 6 for Canada were on target. 49% possession to 51% possession, fairly even game. 373 passes completed to 386 passes completed. 78 pass accuracy to 82% pass accuracy. 22 fouls to 10. A lot of fouls here. 6 yellow cards to 2 yellows. No reds. 3 offsides to 4. And 7 corners to 3. Keep in mind, Kyle Larin should have had a goal, but it was called back. And classic definition of getting CONCACAF, as that was not fair, but hey, I mean, sure. Kyle Larin, if he would have scored, it would have broke the record or tied the record for most goals in a CONCACAF World Cup qualifier. But I mean, it hurts for him, and it hurts for, I'm pretty sure Canada would have won many awards. That could have added another trophy collection or another award to something to brag about for them. But they're still kings of the North, and they're still kings of CONCACAF as it stands. So here are your standings. So speaking of the kings of CONCACAF, Canada finishing number 1 with 28 points. Mexico finishing second, also with 28 points. Canada, of course, lead on goal differential. USA dropping. So Mexico and USA swapping place because the USA lost. Mexico won their game. USA still qualified for third, 25 points. Costa Rica also with 25, but that US score differential is significant to overcome. So Costa Rica will go to a playoff game. And then Panama and Honduras is just eliminated. Panama does have 21 points, so they do kind of make it the table more respectable, I guess. 21 points, but they're in 5th. Jamaica also winning theirs with 11 points. Eliminated, though. Salvador was in 7th with 10 points. And dead last, which I still can't fathom this. Honduras with winless, nothing. No wins with 4 points. I just can't fathom that. And for Honduras, I mean, I've said it all. Sorry if I'm not bragging, if I'm just kind of, if it seems like I'm rubbing in him, I'm like, I just can't believe, because Honduras was the team, or one of the, I think the 4, arguably, between Costa Rica, Panama, and Honduras, it was the 4th to the 6th most significant and powerful team in CONCACAF. And maybe they're in a transition period, but I don't know what's going on for them. But that's Honduras. Nonetheless, Canada are your kings of the table. As here you can see, top of the table. See, so even the loss didn't change anything, no matter how bad it hurts. And even when Panama scored, I wasn't phased. I was like, yeah, I mean, if it makes them feel better, they can have it. Even then, most people were like, the main goal of this the game was just not to get any injuries. And thankfully, for the most part, there were no injuries. And maybe my idea was, I think he actually went for it. John Herdman, he actually tried to play a little young players like Ismail Kone, get some more playing time. And then that's perfect for those kind of games like this. But in terms of the overall performance, I'm not gonna hit him over the head. because I mean, sure, it was poor for standards, right? But at the same time, I don't think Canada and the Rouges were really going down to Panama for a win, given that they already secured the bag. And I mean, I guess they were just trying to make sure they lock up the table and not try and concede as many goals. And that's why they really played loose and they just really didn't take it. Now I know a lot of people, including myself, I really like. I mean, I kind of favor that. But I kind of don't favor that mentality. So I'm on the fence about it because, as I said in the yesterday video, I'm all for going down to other people's places and going to win, not to just play lax. But two, I get it because you're trying to save energy. Why extort more energy than you need, right? You've already got what you accomplished. I mean, this game, nothing. Even if win, draw, or loss, it doesn't mean anything. And so I completely see where the game strategy is. But a lot of people are probably not happy with the performance. But then again, ever since the Jamaica game, I don't know who was tuning in across the country to watch this. You know, we've already got Canada's already got what they're looking for. So this game was, as I said, it was just nothing but a meaningless scrimmage. And if anything to take away, I mean, it was just practice for young players and more so players that haven't had that much time to get some more time here. So yeah, but that's pretty much all I got to say for the game. I mean, there's really nothing else I can say given how Canada really had nothing to play for here. It was just a scrimmage, as I said. But I'm going to probably conclude the video with just wrapping up Canada's overall CONCACAF World Cup qualifying journey as what a successful journey this is. Who saw this coming? I mean, Canada was on the rise. Unlike the U.S., we start all the way back to island nations when they were playing the Solomon Islands, or not Solomon Islands, Cayman Islands, Suriname, Haiti, teams like that, teams I've never heard of. They were beating them and like by massive score lines. You know, we start in stage one, where Canada just basically beats the brakes off these island teams, and then like stage two, and keep in mind stage one they're not even playing, or they're playing in Florida, so they're not even playing like on these islands. If they are, then there's rare, but like the Cayman Islands, for instance, this game took place at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, down in the U.S., so they weren't even on the island. So that was stage one, beating down all the island teams. Stage two was that playoff game against Haiti in Chicago, Bridgeview, Illinois, former homeless Chicago Fire in their soccer-specific stadium. Beat Haiti, or no, stage two. Haiti was not in Chicago. Suriname was in Chicago, but Haiti was advanced to Suriname in Haiti, by the way. So a tough environment on turf, nasty field. Canada gets the job done in the heat, in the heart of summer, literally, but it gets it done 1-0. I think on both ends. Maybe on the other hand, it's a blowout. I think they do play the second leg in Chicago, so I think they do go to Bridgeville for the second leg of Haiti, and that's like 4-1 if I remember. Canada just blew that one wide open. Haiti did get one, I think, but and I think that was like 2 own goals scored against Haiti too. So ironic there. And then still in Chicago with Suriname, of course, Canada won, I believe 3-0, maybe 4, maybe more than that, but they just took care of business. To make the final octagonal, took care of Suriname in Chicago. That was the end of stage 2. And then stage 3, the octagon. We start in Honduras, my first ever game that I went to soccer professionally, as well as first ever Canada soccer game here at BMO Field in September. I believe September the 2nd, and it was 1-1. When I know a lot of people, when it ended, that 2 penalties basically. It was a penalty shootout, and both teams made their penalties. Game ended in a draw. It was a point apiece for each team. But many people were upset. They were like booing the stadium. I mean, they were booing in the stadium. And, I mean, I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time, I knew that this was going to be tough and wins were not going to be easy to come by, right? As a lot of people were probably, oh, we're going to steamroll CONCACAF, right? But no, you got to remember, CONCACAF, the octagon especially, this was a tough qualifying cycle. You know, so you started with Honduras. A lot of people were really falling out. A lot of people were really scared. They were like, Oh, great! This is the Canada team we know, right? And even OneSoccer.com made various posts and references to it after that game, saying that it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. And sure enough, they finished well. But yeah, the start was a little shaky, but then again, I just said it doesn't matter. And then at Honduras, you get a point, and then you go down to the U.S. September 5th in Nashville. You steal a point on the road. That also ends 1-1. USA punches first, but Canada gives a return punch, 1-1 in Nashville. 60,000 fans, sold out capacity crowd. You stun them, and the USA, you got now them looking at like, oh, Canada is not the team to sleep on, and that's really the first message that Canada since the CONCACAF is going down into the U.S. is stealing a point for them. And yeah, overall in the whole window, whole cycle against the U.S. and Mexico, Canada took 4 points, the second maximum amount of points you can take, other than 6, and that's a darn good amount of points you can take. So they take points from USA, and then they come back home. I go to the next one, El Salvador. It's September 8th. I'm in the supporter section as well, and that one they just blow the doors open. That one 3-0, and that was fun. September the 8th, they do get their first win of the campaign. It's 3 points. They end that window with a 5-point window, which everybody's like, oh, we should have had more, right? But 5 points is really, really good to start with. They didn't lose, and then we go to the next window, Panama. I can't remember which one, but Mexico. Got to go to Azteca. They go down to Azteca first. A 1-1 draw there, and once again a huge result. The Azteca is the Azteca, historically difficult place to play, and Canada managed to get something done. Jonathan Osorio with the goal, and 1-1. The Rouges steal points from Mexico, just like they did in the U.S. last cycle. And then I believe it's Panama at home. Oh my goodness, the Alphonso Davies goal is just phenomenal. And oh my, it's just, you can put that one on rewind and just see that one over and over and over. And man, that was fun to watch. But then they follow another disappointing result with Jamaica, which 0-0, I believe. No goals were scored, but I mean, once again, you take another 5 points from the window, I believe. If I'm doing my math right, and if I can remember these results. But that's the October window. Then we look at the November window, the Azteca, both games in Edmonton. You first host Costa Rica. That's a 1-0 win, courtesy of Canada, and that's first 3 points. And then the second game, or the second half of that window, is 0-3, hosting them at the Azteca 2-1. Kyle Larin, and we can't forget about Samuel Adekube's famous snow celebration, and just, man, that was a party. That was the real roaring to life for Canada, where they put the whole CONCACAF on notice. And that's when they really had a stranglehold, really started to get a stranglehold on first place. As, I mean, they stunned the U.S. and they stunned Mexico for sure at this point. And that happened in November, and that was a really, really great way to mark off the halfway point. And then we jump to January. You start, I believe it's, I think I know they played the U.S. in the middle. They played, I believe, it was El Salvador. No, it was Honduras. They play Honduras in Honduras. Beautiful goal, and easy, or not easy points, but just beautiful goals down there. And a difficult place, a house of horrors. And this is 3 points down there. Then you return to Hamilton. You play the U.S. 2-0 victory over the U.S. 2-0, or as they say up here, 2-0. Although I personally prefer 2-0, but hey, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, whatever you say it, same meaning. As the Yanks lost to the Rouges in that battle, 2-0 of Hamilton, and Canada already got 6 points there. And then Canada closed out the window January 30th against El Salvador in El Salvador. That wicked goal, it went off his literally he's behind. I still can't fathom how he scored, but they take any kind of goal we get. And once again, Samuel Adekubi with the game winner goal, just like he did against the U.S., like almost a carbon copy. And boom, it's like icing the game with the empty netter in hockey. And for the first ever, Canada had a 9-point window, and that was huge. And then finally we go to the March window, the one we just finished up. Canada, once again, starting off with I don't know why I forgot, but starting off with Costa Rica. At Costa Rica, tough environment. Unfortunately, they lose 1-0 on the header. That could have been the night to clinch, but I personally prefer that they clinch here, as they did in the next game against Jamaica. An absolute thrashing, 4-0 over the Reggae boys, and they do get the job done. They clinch here, and what a sight to see, as I was in the stadium too. If you probably haven't seen the videos yet, go check them out. I believe you're going to enjoy them. And then, of course, tonight, where, of course, Panama, but it's a meaningless game. Canada, the bag was already secured. Meaningless game for Canada, and Panama for that matter. Panama was eliminated by the U.S. 5-1, and both teams really had nothing to play for, except Panama, I guess, for pride, and they won. But Canada took away 3 points in this window, but those 3 points were the most valuable 3 points out of all the windows, as that guaranteed them the spot to Qatar. And so, yeah, that basically sums up a phenomenal window for the Canadian national team. 36 years in the making, as we've seen signs all over now. And I'm just so happy with this team. I cannot be any more proud of this team. Win, lose, or draw, I'm really, really happy, and really can't wait to see what this team can do in the World Cup. What kind of squad Herdman puts together. And this is going to be really, really exciting to see what they can do in November, though. So that's the thing. You got to wait until November, but I believe time's going to fly, as it always does. So, yeah, it'll be here before we know it, and we'll just keep an eye out. But what a successful World Cup qualifying campaign for the Rouges. Wow. And I don't know when the next one, maybe 2030, is going to be a different format, as I've been saying. But for sure, yeah, what a way to make the World Cup in 2022 after everybody was really counting you out. So, phenomenal job for the Rouges, and can't wait to see what they can do next in the World Cup. And then that pretty much does it. And last reminder, the draw is on Friday, as well as we'll also be doing another draw video reaction, as the CONCACAF Nations League draw is April 4th, although the tournament doesn't start until June. But I'll be doing a reaction to that because it is U.S. and Canada related. So for both U.S. and Canada, I'll be doing videos on the draw, and of course the World Cup draw too. So you can't forget about that. But yeah, other than that, that pretty much does it. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. And before you leave, make sure you hit the bell notification, that way you know when a video is uploaded or posted. And don't forget to tell your friends. I'll see you at the draw on Friday, and we'll learn who Canada's group is.